Gov, thank you. I want to introduce you a new friend of mine. This is Dane. Dane lived down the street, and Dane and he has cousins who are all together, and one cousin, I don't know where she is. There she is. Come on up here, honey. Can you see me? Come here. She is about to graduate from UK on Friday. And I just want you to meet him. I'm sorry to keep you all waiting, but I got a chance to hang out with the whole extended family down there. And I want you to meet a soon-to-be graduate who wants to go on to graduate school. Come on up here, hon.
And we're proud of you. We're proud of you.
What's your first name?
Abby.
Abby is here, and we're going to figure something special for her graduation day. But imagine that. This Friday, she graduates from UK. I kid and say the best thing that ever came out of Kentucky was my sister-in-law. And she's all blue. She went to UK, then she went to Duke Law School, and she married my brother. We're all thankful to everybody for her marrying my brother. And at any rate, so you got to remember me when you're president, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you. I just want you to meet the folks I was just hanging with. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Andy, thank you, Gov. The introduction. Your forbearance is commendable. This has to be an emotional moment for you, the family, for the congressman, for all of you congressmen. Thanks for the passport into your district. Appreciate it. And I want to also thank everyone here that took the time to be here. And one of the things back in the 1900s, Dawson Springs was a place where people came to be healed because of the mineral waters. Literally, it was a place you came to heal. Now it's our turn to help the entire town to heal. You know, I granted the request for the first emergency declaration and major disaster declaration the moment I received it, because I got to know the governor's father, and I knew nothing would come that wasn't real. I mean it, for real. And yesterday I also approved an emergency declaration for the state of Illinois and Tennessee. And I intend to do whatever it takes, as long as it takes to support your state, your local leaders, and as you recover and rebuild, because you will recover and you will rebuild. You know, the scope and scale of this destruction is almost beyond belief. When you look around here, it's just almost beyond belief. These tornadoes devoured everything in their path. And, you know, as I flew over here in the helicopter, you can look down and you see a house 20 yards away from a house that's devastated, and the house is in good shape. I mean, it's just, tornadoes are such devastating storms. Back where I'm from, we're used to hurricanes and floods and high water, but these tornadoes are just something totally different. And they're not, it devoured everything in the path, your homes, your businesses, your houses of worship, your dreams, your lives. And you know, the governor confirmed there are, I think you said 74 fatalities so far, Gov, in Kentucky, and making these among the deadliest tornadoes to ever strike this state. Almost 14 people are confirmed dead in other states, with dozens of people still fearful of where the...
Chuck Schumer is expected to miss his self-imposed deadline, told to vote on Biden's multi-trillion-dollar spending bill by the end of the year. Now, while Biden himself and other Democrats have insisted the massive Build Back Better Act can clear Congress before Christmas, NBC News reported that Schumer is likely to hold off on bringing the measure to floor to vote. In addition to the opposition from Manchin to keep portions of the bill, Democrats reportedly have yet to reach an agreement on other sticking points, including how much people in high-tax locations can deduct from state and local taxes. Now, the Treasury Department and the IRS just made their final monthly child tax credit payment under Biden's new stimulus bill. That comes as the administration and congressional Democrats push to enact legislation. Jenny Yellen said in a statement that since July, monthly payments of the child tax credit have helped millions of families pay for essentials like food, childcare, and other household needs as those expenses arise. The lives of tens of millions of children across the country have improved because families have received tax relief when they need it the most. The stimulus relief law that Biden signed in March expanded the child tax credit for 2021. As part of the expansion, Treasury and the IRS sent out monthly advance payments of the credit in the second half of this year. Families have received monthly payments of up to $300 for each child under age 6 and up to $250 for each child ages 6 to 17. Now, today's payment is the final month of child tax credit. Now, while Democrats intend to extend the monthly payments for 1 year, this might not happen, but so far Nancy Pelosi is signaling that Congress is unlikely to take up a standalone bill to extend the monthly payments, noting it will be difficult for a bill to pass. Thank you again for your support, everybody. If you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, be sure to leave them in the comments below.
Many women exit the workforce because their child wasn't in school. Well, what does this do to that woman's future? The potential earnings decrease. The stability and opportunity to advance in their careers decreases. So it's not just the children that are impacted, but the family as a whole. So again, if the Democrats want to proceed down this path and push through their BBB, or what we call the reckless tax and spend bill, parents are going to have fewer options for child care, and the cost of child care for those middle-income families will soar. We cannot afford to do this, and we're placing the burden of this on the backs of our hardworking families.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, Senator Burr. You heard some concerns about the child care plan, which is part of the BBB, and you might ask yourself, why is it that it's got all these problems? And I'm going to talk about the process. The question is the right way to write legislation having a few people in one party only sit down and write something themselves without any input from the other party, without hearings, without the back and forth between the two houses with Republicans and Democrats working together? Is that the right way to get a piece of legislation done, which affects, in this case, a pretty darn important thing, our children and raising our kids? Now, we've looked at what the Democrats have put together by themselves.
Finding that 49 members of Congress and 182 senior congressional staffers have violated the Stock Act, the insider trading law. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that, and secondly, should members of Congress and their spouses be banned from trading individual stocks while serving in Congress?
No, I don't know to the second one. We have a responsibility to report in the stock, on the stock, but I'm not familiar with that 5-month review, but if the people aren't reporting, they should be.
Why do you think
Because this is a free market, and we are a free market economy. They should be able to participate in that. Yes, ma'am. Within their initiatives across the country for the worst, step covered for the worst. The election nullification is one that has attracted a good deal of attention, because if you're just going to say we'll have elections and 3 people that we decide who they are going to decide what those numbers are, then you have destroyed our democracy. So I would